Dan's on here. Dan, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay. We're getting ready to start. I'll do my little dance and introduce you, or introduction and then introduce you. We're live? Okay. Huddle, huddle, huddle. Save, save, save. Build a sound money. Hey guys, this is Ugly Old Goat, and we're doing a New Year promotion. It's Bitcoin's birthday, and so we decided we'd do a special promotion for my service. Guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, you don't need to subscribe. 99% of my content is free. We have paying members. My content, my membership is not cheap. If you're new to Bitcoin, you don't need it. Everything that I write, I share publicly, and it's free on our website or on Medium. So the number one thing is we teach to hodl, and that means that we just save Bitcoin because it is an appreciating asset with a very limited supply. And then over time, we find out that we get ahead, so we save and we reward ourselves. And then we build it. And basically building is you just do whatever you're good at. Just be the very best at what you can do. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. You could be working for somebody. You could be working at Burger King. But if you are, just be the best Burger King worker there is there, because it'll pay off in the long run. So what this is I'm just kind of open that people from the public can come in and ask me any questions that they want. We also, our membership are invited to participate if they want to. They don't have to, but a lot of them have been able to turn the way they do things, their lives, and the way they set up their financial structure around. A lot of people have had very bad experiences in cryptocurrency and even Bitcoin. And mainly it's because there's just a lot of bad information out there. Hopefully you're never going to get any bad information here. And we're going to teach you things that to avoid the pitfalls. And I thought what I'd start out with, guys, is first of all that free information. Am I screen sharing? How do I do that? Screen share here? Yeah. Okay, let's go here. And I want to do screen share.
What do you need? This?
I want to do
okay.
the website.
Yeah.
Here? Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Share. Okay, so here we are. Now what? Yeah, the website. So it's Ugly Old Goat is the website. Oh, I'm sorry. That's our website. I'm going to go actually create a new one. Yeah. Okay. And actually, it looks like this. I'm just going to type in the website and go there in a new way, because this is what it looks like when you get there, guys. That should go there. All right, so there it is. And our lead article, it starts out with one of the first articles I wrote, and that's how to achieve the same results of a professional Bitcoin trader without taking the inherent risk. Guys, I'm a professional Bitcoin trader. This last year, I actually took less than $7,000 and ran it to $1.5 million, measured in Bitcoin. I started with a little over about 1.2 Bitcoin and took out 47 Bitcoin this year. Of course, with the price increase, if I'd held all that Bitcoin, that's how much I would have made. But we don't quite do it that way because we do take profits as we're going along. We have expenses. And but I'm going to go to a specific article now. I'm going to go to the Medium article because I think I updated this one. Okay, this is called How I Became a Bitcoin Millionaire with Half My Social Security Benefits. And I'm always amused. I don't know if you've heard the radio ads, but at least here in San Diego area, they have these radio ads, from these financial planners. And they tell you, make sure you do your Social Security right. You're going to lose, if you don't, you're going to lose out on all the thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm always amused by that because what they don't address you is that Social Security is a fraud and a swindle. My mentor is E.C. Harwood, and he outlines the three greatest swindles of all time are inflation, which we've been doing since the turn of the 20th century, since we created the Federal Reserve, almost from day one in 1913. Uh, and it's been going on now for 4 generations. And so we have this huge correction that's going to be coming, and nobody knows what direction it's going to take. It's going to be pure havoc, but Bitcoin will help you get through it. This and the second biggest fraud is Social Security. That's something that was created in the 1930s. With you guys, nobody's going to take care of you if you take care of you. If you think the government's going to take care of you, you're in for a big surprise. And here's some of these ads that you see, how to maximize your Social Security benefits. And these are by licensed financial planners. If you're a licensed financial planner, you could not do what I'm recommending here, because I said, these guys are like shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic. The whole system's collapsing, and they're saying, well, rearrange, make sure you do your Social Security right. What I did is, as soon as I found Bitcoin, I started drawing my Social Security, I think in 2011. I found Bitcoin when it was under $100 in 2013, and I just devoted half of my Social Security to Bitcoin every month. And if a financial planner had done this, they would be kicked out of their own organization and be, that's just basically what, and they were regulated by the FINRA. So the third greatest swindle, my mentor claim, was the SEC, or you could say government regulation. Since the SEC, there's been all kinds of other government agencies created to regulate financial transactions. And this is a typical mentality that becomes manifest when criminals are allowed to create money, distribute society's wealth, and then they're empowered to regulate both. And so there's two frogs that are just being slowly brought to a boil. If you go to this article, you can actually go and read the three greatest swindles of all time, which appeared in the Money Mirage by Colonel Harwood. And this article was written in the 1970s. But here's the results. Just by buying $500 a month by a Bitcoin, which is about, I get about $1,000 a month Social Security, and so I just put half of that in every month. By the end of December, or middle of December 2020, that's now over $1 million. So I am financially secure, but it wasn't Social Security that did it. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It was by getting out of Social Security as quickly as I could. Now, that was from the peak that we had not from the bottom, but from the peak, because in the 2013, we actually peaked over $1,000. And but on the middle of January in 2014, it was $874. And you can see for a long time, you really didn't make anything. In fact, you were behind it. After the first year here, you have $6,000 invested, and you actually had a net loss. And here you had 6,500. You lost half of your equity if you sold your Bitcoin. But of course, what happens is, because the market was low, you're buying more and more at those cheaper prices. So when the market does go up, then of course you recognize the benefits. And it's not too late, even with today's higher prices. Now here's where we start dollar cost averaging in December of 2017, which was another peak when we went up to $20,000. If you started buying just $500 a month, every month since December of 2017, and you can see you suffered through. The market had dropped and went down to under $4,000, but now it's back up. And had you done that, a total savings program of $18,500 is now nearly $50,000. So that's what we teach. All of this is outlined on my website. You can just go here to Ugly Old Goat, and you just hit blog, and you're going to see all these different articles there, and just have at it, guys. There's a lot of wealth of information there, and it takes time to learn Bitcoin. And everything is free. So please, I do these free shows in the public occasionally. We are celebrating for experienced Bitcoiners that have a hodl. We're offering my service for half price. And that means what you get with that is you get my entire track record of all my trades since February 4th, 2019. On February 4th, 2019, I started this newsletter. I started sharing my trades as I actually do them on the CSV files. And in that year, I turned 2 Bitcoin into 32 Bitcoin. And then this last year, 2020, I actually started with 0.6 Bitcoin. I had to add another 0.6, but it still total was less than $7,000 in Bitcoin. And by the end of the year, had taken out 47 Bitcoin, which, today's price is well over $1 million. I think it's about $1.5 million. So that's measured in dollars, but in Bitcoin, it's much different. So that's what I do. You get, and that's what you get if you get my newsletter. We don't even sell it for dollars. If you wanted to buy my newsletter and pay me $1,500 for it a year, we don't do that. You have to purchase it in Bitcoin. So if you're a hodler and you want to support this project and also get my entire track record, and then we're having a half price sale. It's normally a tenth of a Bitcoin. It's a half a Bitcoin. If you sign up under an existing member's affiliate code, you can get another 15% off. And you get my track record. You also are going to get all of the my past trading history. And we also give you what's called an equity app. And yeah, can you open up, Eddie, my assistant here is going to open up the equity app.
Check this out.
What's that? Oh, you finally got it. All right. Eddie got his ID stolen, and he's been just in panic for the last month. I've had to bail him out countless times because he can't get his bank account. What a mess that is.
Yeah,
guys.
I was there yesterday, and man, it was a hassle. All right, so let's get this.
Oh, who's running the camera? We need to have Jose Lewis get the camera on both of us. How do we do that? It's just on my ugly face.
It's fine.
All
Too
right.
tired.
Okay. Well, they still want to see you, and we have a okay, this is what we call the equity app. Oh, is it loading?
Yeah, it's loading.
Well, we'll come. Oh, it won't take that long at all. But
Oh, there we go.
yeah, guys, just so you know, I have COVID. I'm recovering from it. I think it's I've had very mild symptoms. I've just been tired, but I've had many kinds of flu before, and this is very mild compared to some that I've had. And yeah, and like I say, of course, I'm old enough when I grew up, parents would expose themselves. We didn't have, the only vaccine that we had back then was a Salk vaccine for polio. And people were genuinely and rightfully so afraid of polio. But they actually would encourage kids, and they'd expose us to mumps and measles and chickenpox. And probably the sickest I've ever been in my life was mumps. I remember that was very
painful. What are the mumps? That's when
you swell up in your glands.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have high fever. I remember I had a very high fever, and it was delirious, and literally sunlight would hurt. I remember they put me in my
equity app isn't working.
All right, well, we'll do that another day. And that's really not what's important here. We can do that later on when Victor comes on. He can fix that up for us. And we have it on different computers. My 2 computers I'm on all the time at work. So we've got a guest here. We've got Dan. And can we invite Dan to join us?
Yeah, he has to unmute.
Okay.
Dan, if you can unmute, you're good.
Dan is a member. Make sure you get Dan's affiliate code and put this on here. Guys, if you do decide that you want to be a subscriber, all the members get an affiliate code. So anybody else that subscribes under your affiliate code, you get a 10% reward in Bitcoin. And it's just a way to introduce people to start saving in Bitcoin and have a little side income.
Come on.
And
Where be going? Come on.
oh, don't worry about it. Is that the equity app? Okay,
Yeah.
we might get it here yet.
Come on.
Let's move on, and I'll talk to Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been keeping up a little bit on what's going on in Washington, and it's a very sad day. It looks like I don't know what the latest.
There it is.
Okay, so put it on the weekly.
All right,
There it is.
okay, hold on.
And we can do a screen share.
Yep. Screen share. Let me see. Here we go. Equity app. Share. There it is, guys.
Okay, that's actually one of the things that you get is this little app that a member has developed. That what it does is it tracks my equity as it's on BitMEX. So you can see if you go all the way back.
Weekly.
Oh, you're changing it?
Yeah. Weekly.
You're,
Oh, there's weekly.
okay, you're on weekly. Make it full screen and share it. Are you sharing now?
Yeah, we're sharing this.
Okay, so go down there where it
Here, you
says,
can move
oh,
your-
yeah, if I can move it now. All right, so we go here and whoa, my arrow.
There you go.
So
There you
here's
go.
the beginning of the year last year. And right in here, I started the account with 0.6 Bitcoin. And you can see I kind of went up and I think I doubled it, got it up maybe 2 Bitcoin or something. And we had this big crash, the COVID crash in March. And I actually got blown out of the market because I started buying at 5,200. But I was fortunate enough to step back in. And you can just see from here on, I had a very good year and turned about 1.2 Bitcoin. I actually took out 47 Bitcoin. So now during the holidays, you can see I just took a sharp dip because I went short some Ethereum. And what we have is, if you're a member of our trading group. I started originally just writing newsletters. And then Juan Galt, who's been helping us here, he suggested, well, let's try a Telegram group. And I was really reluctant on that. But we do that now. Can we share the Telegram group now so you can kind of see what we do there? And so the difference with the Telegram group is I'm actually sharing what I'm doing as I'm doing it. You don't get the trades live, but shortly after the fact.
Here
And
we
what I
go.
do is reprint. Yeah, so open that, make that full screen.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Let's share it first. Telegram.
Okay.
Share.
Okay.
And then,
Ugly. Trading. There it is. Ugly Gold's Trading Lounge, second one.
okay, here we go. Here we go.
Make it full screen if you know how.
Hold on. 1 minute, guys. We're gonna have to do this again. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Full screen.
All right, and scroll up so they can kind of see what we do. We have 3 different groups. This is Ugly Old Gold's Trading Lounge.
Yeah, this
We've
is the
been doing
trading
this for a
lounge.
year, and a lot of people have learned. So we keep it pretty focused on just my trades, and there's some comments in there, but and it looks like everybody's saying, because I've been busy, I've been kind of sick too. But you'll scroll up so they can start seeing. Or better yet, we have another group. Then if you want just my comments, go to only ugly. Yeah, that's easier.
Here, here we go.
There's only
one.
ugly, and now you can see what I participate in. So can you scroll up on that? So you can see-
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
you got all the pictures instead of
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold on. Okay, there. Hold on. Only ugly. Okay, here we go. Here we
All
go.
right,
So here are the messages.
all right. So that's just me. And as I'm trading, you can read my comments, and it's really turned out pretty good. There I am, second hind tit. I didn't have a good week that time. Guys, you're not always going to win trading, and I don't make any recommendations. I don't recommend you try and follow me. What I teach you is managing your equity, because what I don't want you to do is get ruined. It's okay to get wrecked. You just don't want to get ruined. And
Here's the other one, the troll box.
yeah, but if you really want to express your opinion, that's where
Here's
you
the troll
go,
box.
and anybody can do anything there they want. And then we have another one that's Ask Ugly Everything, anything. So if you're a member, you can just kind of ask at any time.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Ask Ugly anything. Right
Oh,
here.
can you send Ron the Zoom link? He should have it on the group, but can you send him the Zoom link right to
Oh, his personal?
yeah,
Okay, all right. Hold
you
on.
can do it on
Ron.
my machine if you want, or you can do it from
Okay.
here.
No, I can do it from here. I can do
Okay.
it from here.
So he might want to show on later. And now we actually have a member that's currently on,
Dan.
Dan. So I'm going to,
Yeah, he can unmute and he can
okay.
talk away.
Dan, are you there? Can you hear us? We can't hear you yet. Yeah, send him the Zoom. All right.
Flip flop Ron, huh?
Yeah, flip flop Ron. Okay. So,
Yeah, he got it.
yeah. Okay. So just go back, get off because I don't know. We want to be flip. We don't need to do this. I don't want to dox him.
Okay, so
Yeah, just I'll go. Okay. So go back to our. We're off. I've done the little introduction. All right. I think Dan's there. He's just not, or is he still muted?
no, I think he's we can ask to unmute. Hey Dan, want to unmute, have a talk or something? Cat got your tongue, Dan?
Oh.
Maybe he's shy.
Well, that's okay. I mean, maybe away. I mean, I got to get up and pee now again.
This over here so you can look at the question. Hope he is fine.
Okay. Yeah, and guys, what I do, our main thing is we want people to be hodling Bitcoin and to dollar cost average. Again, if you don't have a hodl, you don't need my service. And if you don't have a hodl of at least 5 or 10 bit, I would say minimum of 5, which is a decent little net worth, a nest egg of $150,000 right now. You really don't need my service yet. It's when you start hodling and it's a great savings program to hodl Bitcoin, but you're not gonna. You have to learn to hedge it and trade it if you want to realize some of the gains. There's people out there that just say hodl, 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 but they never say, well, you never sell it. Well, that's great, but in the meantime, we have to live. And so it's much better to be selling Bitcoin when you want to sell it and not when some event forces you to sell it. So we do recommend that you save, and that is as the market works your way and you see, you might want to upgrade your computer or take your wife out to dinner, or my wife likes to get she likes to buy these big new trucks, so I got to get her, she just got
Jeep.
yeah, she's got a Jeep here, and before that she's got a 4x4 F 250 diesel. She likes those powerful trucks. So, and we're down here in Baja, California, so we like to go off road a lot, and that's one another thing that we're doing here. That does come with a membership. That if you come down here, you can go on a trip with us. We go out regularly, if not every weekend, at least once a month. But if you come down our way, you come visit us, spend some time with us, and hopefully when you're here we can go on a trip too, because that's a lot of fun. So all right, protesters are swarming Capitol Hill and shots are fired. All right, so yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know who did the shooting. It's going to be the U.S. government or Antifa or the people that are really upset about this election. I know Tone is very serious about leaving the United States. I don't know about giving up his citizenship, but at least not being in the United States, if that's the case. What's going on, people, is this is not surprising. And for example, because of this election, I think one of the positive things about it is the American people have woken up that there is no due process in the United
What's
States.
going on?
A lot of people that I've done 11 years in federal prison. And if you've gone through the federal system, you've known all along that we don't have due process. We haven't had due process for at least a generation. We don't have jury trials. We have prosecutors that prosecute, and basically you don't have bail anymore. If you're arrested, you're held until you can show you are not a flight risk or a danger to the community. And
That's what I was told.
yeah,
My bail was way too high.
yeah. So
Like
basically,
2.5 million or something.
yeah, but you're either, you know,
Endangerment to the community.
yeah, and then
A
all you
threat
have,
to society.
yeah, all you have to do is have your ex-wife get up there and says, well, yeah, and that's what was going on. And
Yo, Juan Galt.
Juan Galt, okay, good morning, Juan. What time is it? It's afternoon over there. It's
What's
12
going
noon
on?
here.
Good morning.
Oh, it's just you're just
Oh
waking
yeah,
up.
it's 3 p.m. over here.
3 hour difference.
Yeah,
No, I've had a full day.
yeah, I haven't kept up too much with what's going on in the election. I do have the COVID, and one of the plus things I have with this COVID is I am sleeping more. I slept all night last night. I usually can time it. You know, I can say, okay, I'm going to get up at such a time in my mind and actually get up. And I slept right through my internal alarm clock, which I can't remember the last time. I do that occasionally, but like I say, it's nothing like I've had much worse flus than this, and this is very, very mild, and so I'm not. The problem with the COVID is not the flu; it's the reaction that we had to this flu, and that's just insanity. And I did do a study. If you guys go to the website. I did a study and I related the COVID reaction to the same reaction that touched off the Weimar Republic in hyperinflation. And I didn't know it until I went, and I mean, I knew about the hyperinflation, but I hadn't really gotten into the history, what was the catalyst that set it off. And I did not know, but I think it was in 1921, I think 21 or 23, I think it was 21. The Germans were not paying their reparations like the French and Belgium wanted them to pay. So both France and Belgium invaded Germany with like 10 divisions. I mean, major invasion, but Germany was completely disarmed. So they said nothing they could do to stop it. In that invasion, there were only 146 people killed. So it was a very minor just skirmish, in terms of what World War I. And the Weimar Republic, they could do nothing. So they just told people, well, you know what? Go to work. We will pay you. The government ordered everybody to be paid, and the government, just, I don't know how they did it, but they printed the money, but don't produce anything. And that's not really a whole lot different from what we have going on here now. And it destroyed their economy, and it destroyed small businesses. And that's what we're doing here now. I mean, this is a very selective takeover and destruction of the economy. And so that's what I warned about last March. The reality is now here. The election, we have a completely corrupted election where nobody can trust the results. We just don't trust it because they're not going through and checking all the allegations of fraud. It's just like they're just all being ignored because there's just such a political movement from the establishment and from the covert government within the government that there's a determination to get Trump out of office. But Trump is not the answer. What these problems are just ongoing. And the sad part is, everybody, even the conservatives, are touting the righteousness of this bailout. That, yeah, we need to help people out and give them more money. And when I got my first check, that was kind of my wake up call, guys. That's the canary in the coal mine, because now they've been inflating all along, but it was so well disguised. It was given to their friends, to the first people in line were the crony capitalists, and actually guys like Elon Musk, people that they're on the take or on some kind of government subsidy, and everybody has their own little lobby groups. They all, real estate people do their own thing. Everybody's got their little lobbies in there because they want to get their benefit for their industry. Well, for the first time now, we have a populist president there, and before the election, I think it was Yang or Andrew Yang was proposing a guaranteed universal income, and other people had before proposed, well, if I get elected, the first thing I'm going to do is give everybody $1,000, and that was just completely dismissed and considered bonkers. And now it's embraced. It's embraced by every. Oh no, we did. Yeah, if you're going to bail, we're going to bail out. Or you're going to bail out, just bail out everybody. Well, now you're going to find out. We're all going to learn this lesson together of, how hyperinflation destroys wealth and destroys an economy. And it's not going to be, I'm not a doom and gloomer, never have been. Now, these guys have been predicting these things since 1970s and 80s, and they're kind of, I know it's like Doug Casey's not really very bullish on gold right now. So I am. I think that gold and Bitcoin will continue. I think the best money out there is Bitcoin, and the second best is gold. And this can become more and more evident. And one of the things that I'm doing now is we do have one of my largest position right now is I've been buying gold using Bitcoin as collateral. And by having Bitcoin, it's going to open more and more opportunities to you. You may have heard of Michael Saylor, who's a multi-billionaire who now put his company on the Bitcoin standard by essentially having his treasury or his working capital in Bitcoin. And he says, yeah, I'm buying this and I have no intention of selling it. What he didn't say, but certainly can be implied, is it doesn't mean that he's not going to be using it. And it's already worked for him because he has Bitcoin. His stock has gone up in his company. Nobody will really ever want to short his stock because he's managing his business from Bitcoin, and there's going to be other opportunities that present themselves. Bitcoin will be able to be used as collateral for other strategies, for hedging, for arbitrage, and for other investments. And that's going to be growing and growing in this year and the years to come. That's what I see coming. I think that the biggest risk right now is people that have legacy accounts. If you have a bank account and you received a check, which we did, my wife and I got one on the 4th. I couldn't believe, where's this come from? $1,200 from nothing. That's the canary in the birdcage, guys. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. And if they can give you money that easily, they can just as well take it away. So it's the precedent is set that they can just as easily, under a Biden or a Kamala Harris administration, to say, you know what, you guys have got way too much in your savings, and the people that didn't save, they need your money. So we're going to just everybody's going to take a 30% haircut, on their savings accounts or their bank accounts over a certain amount. They've done it in other countries, and there's going to be if all of your assets are tied into your home and into your retirement accounts, you're a sitting duck. It's kind of like people didn't believe that gold would ever be confiscated. There's something so un-American about that, and yet it was done by presidential decree under President Roosevelt, and they just notified the banks, we're going to, seize all your gold, and you need to open up all the safety deposit boxes of private individuals, and we're going to get that gold too. And that's not going to happen again. People that own gold, they don't have it in banks anymore. If they own gold, they have the physical gold. They've learned that lesson. So I'm not worried about gold being confiscated, because governments only go after the easiest things. And the easiest thing right now are your legacy accounts. And so that's my warning. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I can't help but, all of the evidence, all of the precedent saying this is going to be happening. And so you need to just take the necessary precautions. So anyway, I want to introduce Juan Galt. He's been working with us now for, 6 months or a year, ever since COVID broke out, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's back with his, back in
Yeah.
home base. And
Yeah.
but his thing is, and we're going to be working more and more on this, is Bitcoin security, because once you get Bitcoin, where do you hold it? And Juan, where do we not hold our Bitcoin? Where do we not hold our Bitcoin?
On your computer, on your computer, on it. I mean, exchanges. Exchanges, like the big exchanges, are some degree safer than not knowing how to protect your Bitcoin. But like, if you have a wallet on your computer, or if you have your seed on a notepad on your computer, that's probably the worst place to have it. But that sounds like a trick question. So, Ugly, where do we not hold our Bitcoin?
We do not hold our Bitcoin on exchanges unless we're willing to lose that amount of Bitcoin. Okay. Well, we do not hold it on our computers. We do use private wallets, which there's a number of them out there that are good. And
hardware wallets.
Yeah. And they're just, I think Trezor and Ledger and Cold Card, those are the ones that you use. And you kind of, we probably need to figure out how, every jurisdiction is different. I don't even buy Bitcoin anymore because I make it trading. And I bought most of my Bitcoin on the exchanges. I started out on Coinbase, which I don't recommend anymore. But there's a number of exchanges. If you're in the U.S., you're going to be on some type of a regulated exchange where you're going to have to give them all kinds of information. So U.S. citizens are really less free than most of the other people in the world. And so I'm a U.S. citizen, but I cannot trade on BitMEX because I am the U.S. citizen, not because it's illegal for me to, but foreign jurisdictions like BitMEX that only want to be on Bitcoin, they don't want your business if you're a U.S. citizen, because the U.S. government has all these treaties with other governments throughout the world that basically says, if you do business with one of our citizens, you are under our jurisdiction. So to get around, they say, well, we're not. The only way that a U.S. citizen does business with us is they lie to us and deceive us and let us know that they're not, because now they ask, are you a U.S. citizen? If you are, sorry, you're not welcome.
Wow.
We are the cooties of the world. United States citizens are, well, we're the COVID people of the world.
I remember that.
We used to be the land of the free and home of the brave, but we are now the land of the enslaved and the home of cowards, because when something goes wrong, the first thing Americans do is they go run to their government and you need to fix this, or we go sue them in court, instead of saying, hey, this is the way the world works. And we used to be a country that had relished personal integrity, and that's just kind of slowly withered away for the last 100 years to where we are now. I think the new generation is solving I think the millennials have recognized at least the one of the core problems, and that is our unsound money. But I don't know that in our personal lives that we've ever gotten any better. I think we just keep on making the same mistakes over and over again. But I think there's a lot of hope here with the millennials, because like I said, I did 11 years in prison. When I got out, I couldn't believe all the advanced thought in economics that exists today with people half my age. That did not exist when 40 years ago. It was a very sound money. Denationalism was a radical idea. Hayek just came out with his book in 1979, Denationalization of
So
Money.
ugly. I don't know if I don't know if you're aware of this, but the MAGA crowd has broken into Capitol Hill. They actually sat down in Nancy Pelosi's office and they're apparently leaking her emails. Some MAGA guy got shot inside Capitol Hill. They're basically they're occupying Capitol Hill right now.
Oh, we're doing occupy the Capitol. All right. Yeah, I know Tone based. He was live streaming. I don't know if he still is. I probably ought to just go to that. I was going to go.
Probably in there somewhere. Yeah.
I went. I said, Tone. I said I feel like I need to go to Washington.
Oh, man.
And I am a little sick, and plus I'm here in Mexico, and I'm here because I feel safer here. And he said, no, you don't need to go, and it's for you guys. You younger guys going to have to fight that battle. I tell you what, I would if I was your age, I'd be there. I could guarantee you that. So, well, that's great. So, how's the vote going?
I would kind of love to be there right now. It sounds like a party. I mean, we haven't been able to rave in a year, so this is basically the new raves. Apparently, forget concerts, just go protest, right? That's 2020 now, 2021.
Okay. So this
I actually would love to be there, but I got things to handle somewhere else. So,
wow,
exactly.
Wow. So, well, I didn't. I knew this was going to be a big day.
Yeah.
Be curious.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is happening. I mean, I'm not like, oh, for sure it's going to be a big day. Yeah, I'm not paying like super close attention as far as the details of the politics, but apparently Mike Pence didn't defend Trump, and the GOP's in shambles, and I mean, it's just straight up chaos. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There could be some. Mike Pence could have he could have blocked the certification and like delayed it, or he could have rejected the legislature's sort of certificates and asked them and given them time to update them, because a lot of the legislatures allegedly were basically having second thoughts and wanted to reissue certifications. But Mike Pence just waved it through, rubber stamped it apparently. So it's like, this is what I'm seeing, without looking at the source material.
I never thought.
So the GOP's in shambles. Mike Pence's career is done. Like this is the end of the one party system. Some people are saying.
I don't know.
Fucking riddance.
Eddie, how do I scroll down on that? So I can't say. I don't know how to get on that. Yeah, I've never been impressed by Mike Pence. He's just been kind of just always been wishy-washy to me. But anyway, and yeah. I agree. He had his chance. He had his chance to be a real genuine hero, and he stepped down. So I guess Biden now is officially the president, or what's the latest? I mean, if they take over they're going to have to call.
I don't know that there's anything official. It's just the free for all.
Well, how about the congressmen? If they're in Pelosi's office, are all the congressmen locked up? Are they all locked up in the Capitol Hill? Are they all locked up in Capitol Hill then, I guess?
They got evacuated. I'm just looking at a picture right now of a senator wearing it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I gotta send you this. I'm gonna send this to you on Telegram right now so you can put it on
Eddie,
the video.
Let's see if you can share the link.
This is some sort of COVID defense thing. He basically has a bag over his head with like an engine in front of his face, like breathing oxygen. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be, but I'm guessing it's for COVID protection or some sort of like anthrax defense. Who knows what the fuck is going on? But he could not look uglier and more pathetic in that picture. I don't know who this guy is, but
Well,
hopefully we can.
I mean,
we can
they have enough
solve
people there. Oh gosh, there it is. Who is this? I am safe. We have been
this. Put that on the
evacuated.
screen. It's hilarious.
I am
I
safe.
don't know. Some Republican.
What a dang! That's
Can you
You know
imagine
what?
tweeting that picture? Oh
if I
god.
gotta put something like that over my head, I'm not safe. He's not safe. He's complete. Oh, what a fool! Oh, jeez.
Oh shit.
982 retweets. Wow.
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, that is a joke. So, wow.
Yeah, it's party at Capitol Hill tonight, guys. That's what's going on. Yeah, no,
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not sure that's gonna
wow.
be the case because somewhere along, all of a sudden, we're gonna find out that the left has no problem using police as long as against their oppositions, because there's been no
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, all
Yeah.
this is pure out a power play all along, and it's very, very sad day in America. It just really is. And, it's, I'm glad I'm here. I mean, I can't say, it's not going to be a fun,
Yeah.
it's just not going to be fun anymore being in the United States. I don't see that as happening.
Old lady, maybe.
I need to see.
Yep.
Yeah, things are coming undone. That's for sure. I also saw a tweet, some sort of reporter saying that they just got word that the DHS has denied the request to call the National Guard. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, here's the problem.
This is
That's
the
why I
end
don't want
game
them
of
up
this
there. They
round
fall
of the
down.
election. I mean,
We have to
the
solve
problem
this.
is that the problem is that the left has all kinds of institutions to defend their writers, but the right doesn't. So anyway, it's all gonna get real ugly. Yeah, 2021 is gonna be more difficult and crazy than 2020, and then maybe 2022 will be the same. But then I think we're going through the difficult, ugly part that has been put off for probably 30, 40 years, and so we just gotta get through it.
Well, I don't think it's going to be as
think.
easy
I
or
don't know.
short-lived as you're saying. So I think that that's I think that's
Yeah,
a
maybe
mistaken
not, eh?
notion.
Tell him for president.
And all you have to do is look at other, crisis. The Civil War was never supposed to happen, and it was supposed, when it did happen, it was supposed to be very short-lived, and it turned into a war of attrition. And had they recognized that early on, it probably would have ended much quicker. But sometimes by trying to find a solution, you just make the problem worse, and that's what happened in the Civil War. It just once it, and of course, I don't have any problem with states that want to succeed. I think that was the silliest war that was ever fought. And, at least in name, it was never over slavery. It was over, that's why the South called it the war between the states. And of course, the North won, so it's now known as the Civil War. But, slavery would have gone down on its own given time. But, I also, I'm sure I would hope that I would have been part of the emancipation movement, or the abolitionist movement. And the way I put it is, at the time of the Revolutionary War, I'm sure, at least if I had the same, you never know, I am who I am, and I would oppose slavery, but also would have friends that were slave owners. It's just like, you know, I have friends that don't believe in Bitcoin, or friends that I call all of my attorney friends, I don't consider legal citizens because they all have this ESQ after their name, and that's a title of nobility. And so they're free to have that title, but they should not be allowed to have a public office, be in the legislature, be judges, or write laws. And of course, boy, they don't like me saying those things, but it's absolutely true. I mean, if you want to be in this cartel that you created with the special privileges, attorneys are ultimately officers of the court. They're not there to protect you. They're not there to uphold the Constitution. They can say that all that they want, but ultimately they are officers of the court, and they are going to do what the court orders them to do. And if they don't, they go to jail, and very few are willing to go to jail for contempt. And
yeah, but they also seem to
they lose their
form
practice. They
coalitions.
can't practice. Huh? They
So
can't practice.
there's apparently there's apparently a left wing guild of lawyers, of criminal lawyers, that pro bono defend left wing radicals, and then there's the Federalist Society, which allegedly submitted or suggested something like 5 out of 9 Supreme Court justices, and then they have judges all over the place, and there's like these kind of like cohorts of lawyers that are a big part of why the legal system failed to prevent this theft of this election. I mean, again, I get that it's contested, but I mean, it's, you don't have to look too hard to find a lot of smoke, and
Yeah,
especially
I
after
was
4
listening
years of the
last
Dems sort of
night.
saying that you can steal an election. Well, it turns out you can't steal an election. So
Yeah, I was listening last night to
go
that
ahead.
phone call that was leaked with Trump talking to the Secretary of State down in there in Georgia. It's just
Oh, yeah.
amazing how everybody can listen to the same thing and just get different takes. Because I thought I
Mhm.
couldn't have handled as well as Trump did. I thought he was being very diplomatic, and he was just saying, "Look, we're just do the one thing. Here's 11,000 votes. Go check them." And the Secretary of State, he could not answer it. He would not address it. He says, "Well, we've checked it." I said, "Well, let's see it. Let's see what you know."
Mm.
And you know, I mean, Trump was just
Mhm.
calling him out on it, and it just shows the level of corruption that is there, and it transcends the parties. I mean, it really does. The Republican
Oh,
Party
yeah.
has never been, uh, we're all socialists now. They just have a different priorities. That's about the only difference. And until that changes, I just don't see that there's going to be much hope. I don't know that we have any mechanisms in place that can change America now. It's just too far gone. But the concepts, the principles of freedom, what is outlined in the Constitution, those things are still valid. And we don't have to have America, and we don't have to have the United States government. In fact, we're probably better without them to live by those principles. And I see that's what more and more is going to be happening in the world. That's more and more what's happening within the Bitcoin movement. I mean, Bitcoin, we're basically now the points of light throughout the world, and you know, it's important to play your role. And part of that role, guys, is you don't have to do what Juan and I are doing. Juan and I, because we're out here talking about sound money and we promote Bitcoin, we know that to a degree we set ourselves up as targets. And you, as individuals, don't have to do that. You can acquire Bitcoin without going through the exchanges. Nobody needs to know about it, and the future of society may be dependent on those of you who are not actively promoting Bitcoin. I mean, I just had a very close friend that did some work for us, and we paid him in Bitcoin. And told my nephew, here's the exchanges. I said, but you really don't even need to do that. Just hold on to this and, acquire a larger hollow and don't tell anybody you have it because nobody needs to know. And you're just setting yourself up as a target, if you do. So there's a very, and guys like Juan and I in particular, not me, because I've already lived my life, but you young guys that are out there on a Bitcoin crusade, you are going to be vulnerable to abuse and vulnerable to tyranny, and those that are under the radar really need to be there for us to defend us, at least spiritually and perhaps sometimes too monetarily, but I think that's one of the things that you're going to see develop in your generation is you're going to have a very strong underground movement. I think prior to the Civil War, they had what was called the abolitionists created an underground railroad where they would smuggle slaves, out of the South and into the North and even into Canada where they could not be extradited back. And I think you're going to see more and more of this happening that it's just not going to be known or spoken about. But these are networks that I think it's crucial that they be established. And so it sounds crazy if you're in a traditional society and you want to be, wow, I can't believe this is happening, but you're going to be forced into this situation. You've never really, we're in a soft tyranny right now, but it could get much greater in the years ahead. And if it does, what are you going to do? And so we were on yesterday. I was on with who was it? Who was on with us? The guy that won the tournament, Dana. Or at any rate, and it just.
So I just want to.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. Go ahead.
I just want to show you guys this. This is a poll. One of the people that was talking to us somebody interested in becoming a member suggests that we should do a poll to see where people are at in the group. And this is, the poll isn't finished going yet, but these are the results. It's a poll sort of saying, hey, how has Ugly Old Goats trading education impacted your trading, right? And the options are new equity highs, doing good, low fast, breaking even, no change, I still suck, and my equity is on free fall. And then the last is see results. And here's the results. 34% have new equity highs. Their trading is more parabolic than Bitcoin. Very exciting. Doing good and learning fast. That's me. I'm in that category. Breaking even 11%. No change, I still suck 6%. And my equity is on free fall 3%. I mean, that's just pretty good results.
Well, yeah, it is because I can preach this all day long.
I wanted to share this because it's
Yeah, well, that's great. We need to tweet that one out. So, yeah, and this special that we're offering, guys, this is really for only established.
Yeah, we'll let it run a little more and see what's happening.
Yeah, it's only for established hodlers. We don't do this. If you're new to Bitcoin, everything that I have there is free. We're going to be developing that, so it's we're
go consume all the free content.
Yeah, just everything is there, and these guys that have supported me, I take no income off of that. We put everything back in. We've got new camera equipment in here. We want to go to a new level in our production. I'm just the old guy that doesn't know what he's doing, and I got to have these young guys around me to take care of me. And I teach the little bit that I know, but hopefully we have a lot of fun doing it. And
yeah, guys need 1,000 pesos to do some shopping, so they can go and come back.
All right, hang on. Everybody needs money. Why is that?
All right.
Yeah.
Big boss taking cash out.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the show must go on. It's a really nice recovery from that crash. I mean, we really tested that 30,000 hard, and now we're testing 3,500 again. So far, we're
Yeah,
slightly broken through it,
I don't
but
think we're gonna
I mean,
go.
we're above
It looks like
3,500, but
we're going
not really.
hyperbolic, and you just got to sit back and rest. I've decided I don't know what I'm going to do yet as far as a trading account.
Mhm.
I know I'm trying to. Here's one.
Well, I accumulated a beautiful long in that crash. I somehow survived it. It was about $1,000 from liquidating me, but I was buying it up. So now I have a really nice cushy long position.
Well, you
and I'm
notice
just
that
gonna
thing
sit
went
on it.
right back
And now
down
I'm
to.
entering that part of your education, Ugly, where you have to you have to sit on your hands and not do a trade. That's the part that I'm now learning through experience. Like, I have a good
Yeah,
place, I have a good move. I survived the market enough to get lucky. Now I just gotta not touch the keyboard, man. And
just sit on
we'll
those
see how
hands.
that goes.
It's hard. It's hard to do. Sitting on hands is hard to do. And some and
Yeah, it is.
I and
Yeah.
and guys, I missed the last 10. I had a great year, but I missed this whole from 20,000 to 35,000. I mean, I got my hodl. I'm happy. It's great. But I missed, as far as my speculating, my trading account, I missed it. But and you're gonna miss moves, okay? But I can sit here and laugh about it. It's great shape. I've never been better off than I am now, and you know, I'm in. One thing that I am recommending is I am buying gold and using on a speculative margin basis, and I'm using Bitcoin as collateral. And the phenomena is it takes very little Bitcoin now, in fact, less and less. As the Bitcoin, I mean, look,
Yeah, very interesting.
we've almost doubled in the last month. We were looking at,
I'm gonna have a temper.
yeah, we were I think,
Yeah.
where was it when we did the last dollar cost averaging on the 15th? I can go back and look at that, but I think it was, can you pull up
Yeah.
the dollar cost averaging chart on, do on,
1 minute.
in fact, you can just do it through the website. Let's do it that way so we can guide people through the website.
Okay.
Because I want to. This is all free, guys. We're having a special for experienced Bitcoiners, but if you're new, just go to the website. All of this is provided for you to educate how to achieve the same results of a professional Bitcoin trader without taking the inherent risk.
Here we go.
And that is our,
Here we
do
go.
that. This is our flagship article.
Here we go.
And go ahead and read more. So just all you do to get started, you go right here. And this is, I think, about the second or third article I wrote on Medium. It was done in April 2018. This is after I had decided the first article I wrote was called Blowing Out of the Market with a Smile. And in this article here, though, I outlined dollar cost averaging. So let's go down there and look at that. And I start with a peak in January of 2014, just investing $500 a month. And where did we finish? What was the price? Yeah. And guys, just by investing $500 a month since that peak, which was half of my Social Security payment, my hodl is now worth over $1 million. And so so scroll down. Let's see, where was the price on 12/15?
12/15.
There it is, 19,000, and now we're 35,000. So we're probably that $1 million on December 15th is worth $1.5 million now. That's just incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. Now scroll down. That's assuming the high in 2014. Right? But if you're a late starter and Bitcoin went up to 20,000, then sold off. If you started even at the last peak, which was in 2017 at 17,000, and you just put in $500 a month, okay, and you scroll down, and right now that's your total savings was $18,500, and it's worth well over $50,000 now. It's probably Yeah, it's
Yeah.
worth probably about 70,000 now because the price is no longer 19,000; it's 35,000. So it's just it's and we're in one of these. You know, is this a high? I mean, I'm not going to jump in front of a freight train here. I can't tell you what to advise. And all I can do is tell very sad stories. One of the best ones I had was, and I told this, I think 2 days ago when we are doing this promotion, is my brother-in-law, who I love dearly, really good guy, works his ass off in construction, has a bunch of kids, and I paid him some Bitcoin for some work. And I told him, just forget it, hold it. And it was on one of the exchanges, and he'd lost his password and didn't know how to get to it. And yeah, I never did anything with it. So he and his sister went through and finally was able to get into the account, recover it, and the Bitcoin wasn't there. Well, it wasn't stolen or anything, but he looked at that and kind of, oh, I had a flat tire. And he sold the Bitcoin to fix the flat tire, and that Bitcoin's worth $5,000 now. So that Bitcoin, was that flat tire cost him $5,000. And it's just when you have that experience, then you finally get it. And I've had other people the same way. They're coming to me now. Oh, I sold my Bitcoin. What do I do now? I sold it and waiting for a dip. But they didn't come to me before they sold it, say, well, should I sell my Bitcoin? And I would have said no, unless you have to. I mean, maybe you have to, but if you don't, you save it. In fact, you should be dollar cost averaging into it until you need to have at least 15% of your wealth into Bitcoin. And that will get you through this, guys. It will get you through it. If we have a total collapse of the economy, it's not going to be easy on anyone, but Bitcoiners are going to be at least at the top of the heap. And we're the ones that will be providing the solutions for the recovery and into a monetary transition from the garbage money we have into a sound money that will be coming tomorrow. So, all right. So okay, they're hiding in a basement next to, who is that? The congressmen are all hiding. Oh, geez.
Where are they hiding? In the basement?
Somebody
That's
says there's a
hilarious.
Viking dude hiding in the corner. Or the congressmen, I guess, are evacuated underground. They took them all underground to get them out of there. So yeah, the offices. So they occupied
Wow,
Nancy
look at this
Pelosi's
painting.
office.
Okay,
But the offices, congressional offices, are separate from the Capitol, so they can do that. They definitely can do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, apparently they're leaking her emails and stuff. So she didn't have a password on her computer. Her computer was unprotected. So it's technically, some guy was like, it's technically not hacking. But hey, guys, that's the security level that Nancy Pelosi is using with your sensitive materials or whatever. Jesus
Oh, who
Christ.
posted that picture? There it is. Rome is
That
burning.
picture, though.
Huh?
It's just someone on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah, how
that's
beautiful
good.
is that? Somebody on Twitter. Yeah, we're sharing it. Yeah. This is basically us right now, and that's Capitol Hill.
Well, Nero ordered
We're
the
live
burning.
streaming
Not
the
really,
revolution.
because that is a
Commentating.
yeah, that's a picture of Nero who actually burned Rome, and so the people
Oh yeah.
he was torturing his own people, and so that's not a very good analogy.
Wow.
No, because
Okay.
that's
Okay.
analogy. And
Whoops.
Nero actually burned his
I have
own
been fact
city
checked.
and blamed it on the Christians. So that's what he did.
Damn. Right. That's quite a painting, though.
Yeah.
I have to say that one. Yeah, Nero's an interesting character. I'm gonna have to look into him more. It's quite a personality. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's this character. You got to see this picture. This is hilarious. Look at this character.
Oh, that's okay.
He's walking around Capitol Hill taking selfies.
Right.
he's got
Well,
a
I don't think, you know
he's got
what?
a selfie in front of the in the Senate or whatever.
I don't think Biden's going to have a very smooth presidency, and you know, and a
Yeah.
lot of people question his health, so it's going to be, and he's a very spineless person. I mean, I think he's kind of more, even worse than Pence,
Yeah.
but so yeah, but so Pence just went through the figurehead and did the job that that did the job that the left wanted him to do, and so that's very, very, very sad. Where are the men with balls in the United States anymore? It's just curious. I thought I thought Trump fought a kind of a heroic battle, but
Well,
it's going to be.
I mean, so this is
I don't know what you
kind of
do.
see.
That's
Let me screen share this. These guys are brawling the cops inside of Capitol Hill. And I mean, this is really bad optics, you know, like you either win the revolution or lose it. And I don't think the odds are with them, but you know, there is
no,
courage here. It's just not very well organized. It's not this isn't good strategy. This is really bad optics, arguably, but I mean, shit, they're pissed, you know. They have a good reason to be pissed too. Yeah, anyway. Yeah,
well,
there's a
they
lot of
do. I
that
mean,
going
these
on.
are people. Where was the protection when we had the riots? I mean, it didn't take when people were destroying property. It doesn't take much to stop looting. Yeah, you just have to
Right.
shoot the a few, and then it stops immediately. It's just and that's well known. I mean, looting stops when
Mhm.
you and this was not a situation where people were looting, because they were starving. They were looting just to destroy property, and it was well organized. So yeah, I mean that's the problem. Is they're not as well organized as the left. The left seems to be better organized on these things. I think the old ox. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's sad. It really is sad, but it's no great surprise, and it's uh, that's all I can say. It's not a surprise, and it's not going to get
Wow.
better, guys. It's not. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. I'd like to know. And I'm not going to be surprised that
So
the left's going to probably throw Trump up some charges and throw him in jail now. I mean, that's sort of what they've
yeah,
been talking about wanting to do all along anyway.
they're gonna try. They're gonna try. I mean, I don't know if they'll succeed, but it's it's yeah, it's gonna be an ugly and weird
Oh,
two,
all of a
three, 4 years.
sudden now
I
the
mean,
law enforcement
it's
are
things are coming
brave.
undone. So this is a list of yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, this is a list of members of Congress live tweeting as they are in, I believe, in in the Senate floor, or in the they got moved to a safe area inside Capitol Hill, I guess, and they're they're tweeting about it right now. They're tweeting about how they're safe and they're you know upset about this rioting and how this is all happening right now. You know, there's probably 200, 300,000 people surrounding the building. You know, who knows how many
Oh,
inside?
read that
I mean,
statement. Let's be saying,
in a way, it's good because this puts the fear of God in them, or at least the fear of the people, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah, this is chaos shit. This is shit hitting the fan.
yeah. But well, you know what? Everybody has the right to vote, and we also have the right to have a legitimate vote. The question isn't the electoral; it's the question of simply validating that there's just too much evidence that this election was just dirty throughout, and they're refusing to examine any of it. So is this
Yeah,
and this is what happened immediately after
yeah.
Pence hit the gavel and they started evacuating? I guess that was it.
I suppose so. I mean, this has been going for a couple of hours, as far as I'm aware, and this, I mean, today's the day that the fat lady sings. So, okay, here's Senator Ron Paul. Violence and mob rule is wrong and un-American. It will not bring about election reform. Today's mayhem set back an intelligent debate for a generation. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there goes any respect for rule of law. I mean, this year, 2020, was a complete demolition, control demolition of the American institutions and any
Yeah, but
any
see,
credibility
that's the whole
or
thing, and I
legitimacy,
think
as far as I could tell, right? Like the FBI is corrupt, the
oh yeah,
Justice Department's corrupt, you know,
right.
the
But see, we've
like
known this. Those of
everybody
us that have
just
been through the
bow down
system
to whatever the
have
fuck's
already
going on.
known this. I mean, that's what I want to get ties in on, because Thailand, we've been through the system. The whole court system is corrupt. There's no fair trials anymore. There's no bail. All those things have been taken away, and it, for the last people have been saying this and saying it. It's only now registering. People finally get it, and it's too late. And that's the problem. I just don't see it improving, guys. I don't see it improving. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. So, I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be, I mean, a lot of people have wanted to have anarchy, and we're probably going to, that's where we're going. But the problem is anarchy often leads to a strong man.
Well, there it is. Yep.
So who's the strong man waiting in the wings? Maybe it's a woman. Maybe it's Kamala Harris, because I don't think she would have.
It's not Biden. Yeah, it's probably Kamala Harris, but she's the most unlikable, uncharismatic, unpopular, like, vice president probably in history. Like she has no charisma. She can't wrangle votes to save her life. That's why they had to put her in as a Biden vice president. But yeah, it probably won't be either Biden or Kamala. It might be Trump in 2024 if he survives it. But if it's not Trump, I mean, there's gonna be the next guy, and he's gonna be worse. He's gonna be more.
I'm curious, what's Biden saying about?
And like,
have you seen any comments from Biden?
Oh, I have not seen anything from Biden, but let's find out what Biden is saying. And by saying, we know it means really his team is tweeting it for him and telling him what to say. But here we go. No, he's not saying anything. I called Reverse Warnock and this morning, congratulate them. He's just in full presidential LARP mode. He's not even addressing it at all. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. This guy's supposed to be the president. He should be asking for peace, for unity. He should be. Wow. This is probably the most telling thing. Yeah. It's like he hasn't tweeted in 2 hours. Like there should be very clear statements for people to chill the fuck out. Wow. That's just amazing.
Well,
yeah, just completely.
It could be the end of the Republican Party too. I mean, it really could be. I don't think it'd be any loss if it was. So.
Yeah. Well, definitely not. People are saying that. I mean, so there's this group called the Young Republicans, who are mostly like millennials and Generation Z, I guess, like 20-something-year-olds and 30-something-year-olds, and they're a MAGA crowd. They're America First types. They're kind of like they're kind of like right wingers. They're sort of young right wingers, and they're calling out outright for the destruction of the GOP. I mean, most of the GOP is a bunch of neocons anyway, and they have, they're cowards, and they're pretending. I mean, this is the analysis that I'm hearing from people that the GOP is basically done now, and hopefully that would be great. That the end of the two-party or the one-party system with this sort of fake duopoly probably is the best thing that can come from this. But it's going to be an unstable and sort of rocky road and turbulent waters for the next few years while the political powers sort of settle. I mean,
well, I think you're being optimistic. I hope you're right. I think demand. I think you're being optimistic. I know Tone says,
I probably am.
Yeah, Tone's leaving. I don't know if he's going to renounce his citizenship. They're going to I'm sure they're going to
Yeah.
gig you hard if you try and do that, but at least you can get out.
Mhm.
And I feel a lot safer down here in Mexico, and I think I think you're going to see
Mhm.
a lot of migration going the other way. Trump built the wall, and it's going to be completely unnecessary. It's going to keep Americans in rather than keep other people out. And that's already, guys,
Mhm.
it's already there. I've
Mhm.
posted that before on the border now here in San Diego and Tijuana. They have the kiosks ready to go that you're not going to be able to leave and come down here to Mexico. Mexico welcomes you. They're not going to check you. They're going to let you come in freely, but the United States is not going to let you leave unless you are approved. And the kiosks are there. You're going to be stopped on the way out. And that's the way it's going to be. And I tell people they built this. This has been a long-term plan. It's been built up, and it's just a matter of when it's going to get staffed. And I imagine it's going to happen in 2021. So I probably am going to just get to the point of trying to finish up all of my business in the United States, so I don't even have to go across the border. I have family in the United States, but I'm close. If they want, they can come and visit me. I really don't have a desire to go back, and it's very, very sad. Uh, I'll shed maybe one or two tears, and that's about it because it's been very predictable. Those of us that have eyes to see and ears to hear have known about this, and it's unfortunate. I'm glad that people are finally realizing it, but the solution is going to be much different from any solutions we've had in the past, if there is a solution. So, uh, wow. I thought the first thing when they started storming the Capitol, I could see the end, seeing live the end of the American Empire. Yeah. So, at any rate, very, very sad. All right. So we're definitely being upstaged this year by January 6th, 2021. Uh, I hope it. I hope it's limited to where it's going on today. Hopefully, there won't be a lot of bloodshed, but there could be before the end of the day. And I know there's already been some. So, at any rate,
Yeah,
sad
killed
guys. Huh?
by the cops, I believe. So
Huh?
yeah, somebody already got shot inside a Capitol Hill by the cops. I haven't heard much about it, but I did see the
How's the
report
COVID
somewhere.
up there? And because we literally are in the middle of the epidemic down here in
In
San
Colombia,
Diego, LA. No, not in Colombia, but in Washington D.C.
right?
Because the East Coast, I think, have already been through it.
Oh, I
Southern
have no idea.
California's got it, huh? So I don't think they really have the. I mean, because we do have. I mean, it's the flu. The hospitals are all packed down here. San Diego, Tijuana, Mexicali, Ensenada. So uh, we should be through it in another week or
Well,
two.
I was looking at some statistics, and apparently in the UK, the ICUs are always full in the winter. Like there's like a seasonal sort of winter thing that packs up the hospital. So I'd be curious to see the sort of the statistics on Mexican and South in California hospitals. Colombia's ICUs are also full, but again, like if there's a seasonal thing, I mean, it's definitely kind of there are seasons here. They're a little bit different. I don't know, but at least in the UK, this is not. It's being reported as parabolic COVID sort of stuff, but apparently it's not even high compared to like previous years in Europe and so on. So but there is like a winter sort of spike every year in hospitalizations, probably from the flu, probably from flu related like symptoms
Yeah.
and pneumonia and stuff like that.
We
So
were talking to Ben last night, and he's in Newport, and they don't seem to be having a problem there. But that's north of LA. and he said they're just kind of an island there. So it's mega country, everything's open, the gyms are open, and they're just ignoring the California shutdown. So that's going to be the next thing: is how long will there be these little islands of freedom in the various
Yeah, for
states,
sure.
or how are they going to
Yeah.
crack down? And he said, well, they do crack down if you're a big company, like a Wendy's or McDonald's or anything that you got to comply with all these things. But the small businesses are just at the heck with this. And but how long is that going to last? How long? Because this thing is not about the flu; it's about control. So yeah, okay, you're in Colombia now. I didn't want to know if you wanted that out or not.
Yeah,
How
it is
are
about
things down
control.
there? How are things down there?
Well, it's too late now. Uh, yeah, I mean the same thing as always. It's everybody's wearing chin diapers and terrified of their ignorance of statistics, and it's the same thing as everywhere else. Like everybody's just in panic mode, but at least it's not fully locked down. Like you can go out and do things, and like we're definitely in lower tiers of panic. There's rumors that they want to shut down again in January, but I haven't seen anything. They haven't that hasn't kind of that hasn't been confirmed at all yet. So I don't
Yeah,
know,
are
man.
there a
I'm
lot of
just in my
cases? Are there a
little
lot of
piece of
cases going
paradise
on?
here, chilling and ignoring everything.
Are there a lot of cases
I
down there? Or
mean,
not?
there's 30 million people, 35 million people in. Yeah, there's 35 million people in Colombia, and 500 or so are have died, or maybe more. I don't know. I don't think it's statistically relevant, but if that's not, it doesn't matter. You can present it
Yeah.
however you want. The ICUs are allegedly full, and that's important. So okay, fine. People should sort of chill out, but um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's all quite neurotic.
Well, like I
Yeah,
say,
and I
I've
and I
got it.
probably have it too right now, like at this current moment. So I'm just chilling out and
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I
I
mean,
probably have it too, and so I'm just taking a ton of vitamin C, B, D, zinc, and then just doing breathing exercises, and so far so good. So
Juan's got COVID too.
um,
he doesn't know, but he thinks
anyway,
so. Yeah.
What?
So.
oh
Well, I never
probably.
got tested, but well,
I
they
mean,
did
I
that. I
think
did a
so. I
CAT
think I
scan.
do. Yeah, of course.
I took the
Yeah.
CAT scan, and that's what they did. They determined. Oh no, they took blood too. So I definitely have it. So I definitely have been diagnosed. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I probably have it.
What?
Yeah.
You've been throwing up too?
no,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
thing.
of course I do. Yeah, I mean, I got a little cough and a little bit difficulty breathing and so on, but I've been doing like again this Wim Hof breathing exercises. I did 10 minutes of that a couple of days ago that I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and then the next 3 days I'm feeling great because it just fills your blood with oxygen. It sort of stress tests your lungs. It like opens you up. I mean that the Wim Hof, and I sent it to all of you guys. The Wim Hof exercises for breathing, they're just they're
Oh
revolutionary
man.
stuff, but um yeah, I'm not freaking out about it. Yeah. Everybody's gonna get this. You think there's no chance that this thing can be controlled? It's ridiculous. In fact, there's new mutations that are more viral and apparently equally or less deadly. This thing is not gonna get controlled. Everybody's gonna get this, and then immunity is gonna have to take place, just like it's happened for the past millennia of the development of the immune system of humanity. And that's it. We're complete fools thinking we can control this thing.
Yeah. No, I get it. And
That's where
that's
I'm
why I
at.
say. I mean, it's the weakness isn't the flu. We just have a spiritual weakness going on now in society, and it's evident. So uh, that's what
Yeah.
makes people stronger,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like they got to learn the Bitcoin lesson. Yeah, I guess maybe as Bitcoiners, most of us have already suffered adversity of one kind or another, and so we finally get it. Uh, and understand. It's just there's always a test of fire in Bitcoin. It seems like the only one who avoided the test of fire maybe has been Michael Saylor. That's why I kept thinking, oh, this thing's got to test him, because very few people can. You just jump into Bitcoin, it keeps going up and up and up without adversity.
Hmm.
But maybe this is a time it will. So we
Hmm.
shall see. So well, I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
and there's accusations that Antifa is part of the agitators and so on, breaking into Capitol Hill and whatever. Like there's sort of, you know, it's just total chaos. Anyway, sorry, you were gonna say. I just wanted to
No,
mention
no.
that,
Well,
but
I guess what I little bit I
Yeah.
saw is that the police are protecting Antifa, and you know you can get beat up by Antifa, and they had that
Yeah.
one gal that got beat up, and they didn't do anything about it. But boy, if you're part of the
Yeah.
mega movement, you know they're going to push back as fast as they can. So, I mean, I wonder how they
Yep.
how they accommodate everybody when they're in those massive marches. Do you know what the estimate? How many people showed up for that thing? Do you know? You seen any accurate estimates?
I don't know, but I'm guessing it's a few 100,000.
Okay.
Really?
I haven't seen anything of that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, a few 100,000, I would say. Like, I've seen so many big pictures. I've been retweeting them and stuff. You know, just completely packed. But
Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. If you're in the United States, it's sad, and a lot of people are sad all over the world. But the difference is, we used to be the shining light, but we didn't impose that on anybody. But now we're not a shining light, and all the warts and moles and scars and flaws that we have, we try and impose on the rest of the world. And that's done through, inflating the currency. And it's, we can probably no longer export the inflation because, like Tone says, that the dollar will, when people lose confidence in the United States, then the dollar will no longer be the premier currency of the world. And so we have a lot of unwinding to do. We have a lot of inflation that we need to account for. We have a lot of entitlements that can't possibly be paid for except through inflating. And, you know, it's just, and if you're deep into the system, you're going to have to just learn new ways, because I mean, that's one thing about entrepreneurs. We tend to be able to move faster and jump through hoops. And, we naturally don't like to work for other people. So, and, but I get it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with work, and there's are such things as very good jobs. I mean, you might have a good job that you really like who you're working for, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't mean it in that sense at all. But the problem is we have just become too complacent in what America is all about. We look for government to bail us out on everything, and we're going to have to get that American spirit back. And I don't know if it can be done through borders anymore, within the confines of 50 states. I think it's going to be done within the confines of individual minds, and it will transcend, any and all nations. And that's what I kind of see as what Bitcoin's about. So uh, that's going to be interesting. Oh, I was looking at a funny thing. I probably ought to look into it more. I didn't realize it, but guess it's been going on for a number of years, where they actually can. They have this. They call them Utah goldbacks. Call them goldbacks, where they actually have the technology where they can put 1/1000th of a ounce of gold on a piece of paper, and it is actually recoverable because you just melt it down and there's the gold. And they have different notes. The largest one is like 1/20th of an ounce. And I just kind of found that fascinating. And it has it's been limited in, it's nothing like ICOs or anything like that. But I didn't know that technology was developed and somebody had taken it to that level. So I just found that I might look more into that. It's more of a numismatic.
That's cool. Well, so what
collector
did they
thing.
do? They made.
Hit goldback.com. See if you can
Interesting.
find it there. Goldback.com is, I think, is the name of it. Goldback.com, if I recall right. It really is pretty fascinating. And the premiums were small, like it's $1.10, regardless of, because the cost is the same of making these notes, but they actually have the gold imprinted and they're beautifully done. They really are very beautiful notes. Can you pull it up, or let me see if we can here. Can you put goldback.com? Actually, somebody commented on one of my comments, and so I went to his
I
tweet.
think Juan's sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Here it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, they're really nice.
You know, I think I saw these. I saw these in the States when I went to that event, that sort of camping event. Somebody you think had them there.
Yeah, I guess
they're really
one of the
nice.
places they introduce them to is that thing that they have in New Hampshire, Pork Fest, or yeah,
Mhm.
there they are, and they're
Yeah,
just
Pork Fest.
very.
Well, this is the sort of this is the South Coast. This is the South. Yeah, this is the South's version of Pork Fest, called Jackalope. It's like a 1 week camping festival that I went to this last year, and yeah, I'm pretty sure, and it's the same people, so I'm pretty sure I saw these actually. Yeah,
But
it's
this
beautiful.
was
It's
not
beautiful.
available in my
So they actually
day.
have gold in them.
They actually are made with and exact, and they're able to be more precise. Now, when you make a gold coin, there's a tolerance, and it can be from anywhere from 1 to 3%, because you have to have a to assure that there's an ounce of gold in there. You have to put a little bit more in there. It's called a tolerance, to assure that it's in there. And that there is very little or no tolerance. When I looked at the technology behind this thing, they can measure it within just a microgram or whatever, micro ounce. And so it's just fascinating. So that's
pretty cool.
there is on that small note, that one, and if you can pull one up somewhere, it's just beautifully, the graphics are beautiful on it. They just really are. And I guess a lot of gold dealers are selling these things, and
Yeah.
it's the premium remains the same.
Cool.
Yeah, and so they tend to trade at a premium. And there it is. I mean, there they are. So probably the closest thing
Very
to,
cool.
yeah, they are cool. They just really are cool. And I'm amazed at how cheaply they're doing it. Like they're just selling them for like $1.20 over spot, which is sizable if it's a small note of a
Wow.
1/1000th. But the larger notes, it gets to be very reasonable. And then they claim that they maintain that premium, so they actually go for a premium over the gold spot. And that's what you're saying. So, and that's what I think that GBTC, particularly if you have problems with in the economy, people are going to realize someday that's not real Bitcoin, and you might see it actually go into a discount. And of course, you will see it go into a discount if the government decides to seize legacy accounts. So that's something to keep in the back of your head. I just can't. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't. I'm not at all excited about GPTC. It's just. I mean, I can see if you're in there, it's the only way you can own gold if you're in a legacy retirement account. But it's just not for me. I don't think we want to. I mean, it has its purpose, but it's very limited. And I guess not that limited because there's so much money in retirement accounts. But anyway, I got to do my little break here, guys. Wow, Bitcoin made another new high.
Yep. Yes, it did.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Take it away, Juan. Marica.
yeah, I mean, we're going to the moon, guys. Are you strapped on? Strap on to the moon rocket, guys. We are taking off while society implodes. It's a strange feeling. Bittersweet. And it was always going to be bittersweet. That dawned on me eventually that Bitcoin's success was going to be a reflection of the collapse and decadence and decay and implosion of this
Wow.
this
36
fiat nation
hundred.
state system, this strange
36
political world, this
100.
this
Wow.
cancel
There
culture.
it is. Wow, look at that, guys.
Yep.
No brand new highs.
There we go.
There's just nothing that I don't see anything stopping it now, guys. I mean, I hate to say it. This is not TA or this is not. It's just plain old
Sweet.
fundamentals now. This is kicking in. People are recognizing.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think you're already logged in if you want.
You want
wanna
to share
share it?
screen? Yeah,
Okay.
go share screen and we'll share. Look what it's
Mhm.
doing on BitMEX. And guys, I have no speculative position on right
Oh,
now.
I'm
but
getting equity highs.
yeah, you're getting equity highs. All right, nice going, guys.
That's what we're sharing right
Right.
Yep.
Let's see if we can roll this baby over. And I can't. Yeah, I mean, what can you say now? This low, what is that about arrow? If you notice, that went right down to where we started out on December 31st, and it just touched it, and that was it. And now we're just going back up, and there's really
Mhm. My God.
the interesting thing is going to be the Ethereum because it's it's along for this ride. We're going to have to take the Ethereum's going to
Mhm.
decay on its own. It's not going to get. It's not part of the test. The SEC is defending Bitcoin and Ethereum. So when that happens, probably Bitcoin. That's when we'll have the big Bitcoin break and we'll crash Ethereum down to nothing and Bitcoin.
Yeah,
will
I'm
run
actually pretty sure that correction to 2700 to 2800 was correlated with the all-time highs or like the local highs of Ethereum. When Ethereum broke out, that's when Bitcoin crashed. The dominance kind of
Oh,
took a correction. I'm just gonna overlay the charts right now, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
let me see.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
look
mean,
at Ethereum. Let's go look
let's
at
see.
Ethereum because I mean that's what I got hurt. That's not hedging. I don't even own any Ethereum. I'm just anxious to
now.
short it. There it is.
Oh no, I
guys.
guess I'm not. I guess I'm wrong.
Wow, look at that.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Oh, Ethereum broke too. They all broke.
Yeah, that's wild.
1100.
Yeah, I mean, there's Ethereum's coming along for the ride. We'll see how that goes. Yep.
Let's go look at gold here. Here's the evolving gold. And I think, again, you guys are new to this. The one trade that I am in right now is this gold trade. You can use on this evolved market, you can actually put up Bitcoin to buy gold. And so, and of course, it requires less and less margin. And we actually did, this is a weekly, let's go down to the daily. All right, we broke out here over the weekend, and we just went right back down into that gap, and we didn't close it, and I don't think it will. And the reason being is because, well, we actually did close it if you measure it from this peak here. But I do think that gold's going to probably go at least a 2 or 3x from here over the next 6 months. I mean, nobody knows, and I don't like to make price forecasts, but it has to go into contract highs first. So I do think that, you know, gold is not going to lose its role as a monetary metal. That just, it's been around for, you know, 200 generations, and I know that a lot of people in this generation think it's a barbaric relic, which that's what Keynes called it. But it's the only way that governments will be able to get their credibility back on their fiat currencies. So I do look for a resurrection of a gold standard in some form or another. I think that the role of when that happens, and the speculation is probably over for Bitcoin, it will become a much better store of value, because it's not a store of value now. It's very speculative. I mean, anything that can break 90%, you know, in a matter of months is not a store of value, but it is a worthy speculation, always has been. It's not good cash, and will not be for a time until we have more mechanisms set up, like in banking. But this sell-off, we actually had an outside day closing lower. I mean, this thing is probably going to close down here, and you know, what I teach is you buy this now, tomorrow if we close down in here and trade down in here. But I have not added to my position. I long here from about 1850. Let's see, can I move this up somehow up here? Yeah. You can see my position down here, but I'm long from 1856. I have an open profit of about a Bitcoin. So I have, although I took a hit by buying Ethereum, I made most of it back here. And I just don't see the problem with the market right now is just highly speculative and very volatile. It's not the same market. We can go back and look at Bitcoin. The structure has changed. That's all I can say. And you can tell that the structure has changed because you have this contango. It's not super wide considering the price, but you still, you've got 37,800. You're at a $1,600 premium for the March futures, which is really getting up there. And so there are huge hedging opportunities here to be buying the perpetual and selling the March. And if you look at the March or the June is trading at what? Wow. Another $1,100 over the March. So the March is really this is the one that's the most vulnerable, and because we're getting out there. I mean, we are getting out there, but that does not mean you can't. I mean, what is the contango going to look like if we have 50,000 or 100,000 Bitcoin? And what just scares me to death is you don't have the on-ramps to get into Bitcoin. So there's no limit how high this thing can go. And fortunately, we do not have a deliverable futures contract. And the closest thing you have is not deliverable at all. And that's the back contract, because all you get is one of their certificates. But I did confirm with John Norrie when we did the show with Tone over Happy Birthday Bitcoin, and he confirmed, no, you still can't take delivery of a back of contract. You can you'll get their certificate, but there's no way that you can take that certificate and then say, okay, you know, in 48 hours you need to transfer it to my private key. Now, some of the members, for example, Interactive Brokers have said that they're going to offer that service, but nobody has done it yet. Because how do you do that? Once they do that, then they have a the market can actually be squeezed, and it would be a legitimate squeeze. It's not going to be like silver. When the hunt squeezed the silver market, the price just went up high enough that a new supply was found. How high do you get? If somebody buys all the Bitcoin on futures market, it can't be delivered because nobody has that much Bitcoin. So I don't see that a deliverable futures market can ever come into existence. I think too, whereas gold is, much more inelastic than silver, not near as inelastic as Bitcoin, because you can increase production, but there's also a supply of gold in private hands, and I think it's very large. I think it's larger than a lot of people think. And then there's been, I know, a lot of tweets out showing how the GBTC is gaining on the gold ETFs, but I think that's a little bit off, because that's kind of what you're not measuring is the actual physical gold demand, and that has increased a lot. I don't know how it compares with Bitcoin, but I think that would be more. Maybe we should talk to Willie Woo. He's really good at those kind of things. But I think a more important thing would be if you could somehow compare the actual physical purchases of Bitcoin and with that people are taking possession on private keys, and compare that with the buying gold and taking physical possession of gold. And I don't think either one of those is easy to measure. And I don't even know if there's figures out there that you can do it, but I know that's Willie Woo. That's what he does. He's really a good fundamentalist. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm done unless somebody has any questions. If we have any member that wants to join us, I'm going to try, if Victor is free tonight, I'm going to try and get him on. And yeah, I don't know, guys. There's more than one American now they're putting together an exit plan. And I think that's the wise and prudent thing to do. So, at least you want to get another citizenship somewhere. And you definitely, I really don't have any desire to be living in the United States for the rest of my lifetime. Hopefully that changes, because I certainly have family that's over there now. And, but it's not a good day for America. It just isn't. So 36,168. Wow. Amazing. Amazing, guys. All right. And I don't see anything holding it back. So I just let her rip.
About 36,200.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the show, Ugly.
Yeah, we'll get on later
Yeah,
today.
cool.
I just I noticed we're getting quite a few new subscribers. So we're not looking, guys. I'm not planning on making this big for subscribers. That's kind of an exclusive club. So if you're a hodler and you want to learn what I teach, you're certainly welcome. It's half price. It'll be that we won't probably have another sale like this for a long time. Rather, we're going to be adding other features. And one of the things that you will be getting that we don't even advertise, if you get down here and you're a member, we do these trips regularly on the razors.
ATVs.
Yeah, ATVs and razors. And it's a lot of fun. And it's just a way to enjoy life.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, but you learn a lot too, because you learn to work with other people, because you're having a lot of fun, but you're taking measured risks. We get wrecked. We had 2 people. My daughter didn't break her. She hurt her leg and nothing broke. And then Jose Luis burnt his leg off of an exhaust somewhere. And then Angel flipped 3 times, but nobody got hurt. So So I bought that machine's mine. I got to go pick up here in the next week or two. So we got 3 machines, 2 ATVs and a Jeep. And so, we'll have a caravan going, and we'll be looking this summer when it warms up, and we'll do that trip from Ensenada to San Felipe and back. And that goes right over the crest of the mountains up there.
Okay.
We stay at this. That's the
when we're
Sky
taking the
Ranch.
Jeep?
Sky Ranch. Well, we're gonna be taking the Jeep all the time. We got to go pick. I think she's picking up that Jeep today.
Oh, okay. that's
The
good.
Jeep has a winch on it, so that's
Oh,
why
that's
we
good.
got it. And it's really not. It's very well taken. It's a few years old. It's not new, but it's got all the right options on it, and that's why we got it. Because I didn't really care to get a new one. But yeah, this is about a fraction of the price of what we'd pay for a new one. So, but it's got all the options that we want. It's been well maintained. It's a one owner. And when I saw it, I said, "Oh man, this is what we want." So the goat lady loves big, fast trucks. She likes to have the fastest, most powerful machine out there. And I think I have a daughter that she might be a candidate
For the
to
Bajas.
Baja 1000. Yeah, hopefully by then we'll be successful enough. We'll be sponsoring trophy trucks. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. The ugly
We got-
old logo.
Yeah, I can goat logo on it, and then and we have this big house across the street that we're going to be emptying out. It's got a big 4-car garage. I mean, we can literally build a team over there, and it's fun, guys. You don't make any money doing something like that, but that's just that's my hobby. You got to have fun too, guys. You got to have fun. Remember, if you're not having fun, you're over trading. It just is that simple. And it's that simple. If you can't blow out and get wrecked with a smile, you're over trading. Boy, that's a tough one to learn. So I'm glad you're on this move. I'm glad somebody is. Look, we're gonna have to do that poll. Maybe we should publish that poll. I like that poll. Maybe we should see if we can get more.
Yeah, let's start
Oh yeah,
streaming
that
and
poll's
get
doing
the
better.
word
Yeah.
out.
See if we can get more responses to that, because I'm really glad to see that 33% have really, it's really,
Yeah.
But that's not just it, guys. It's stop the bleeding first. I mean, ignore the 33. That's great. I'm so glad. And some of these guys are going to be better traders than I've ever been. But the number one thing is, wow, I'm not losing any more trading. That's a big deal, guys. It's really a big deal.
Yeah.
If you can trade actively
big
for a
deal.
year and break even, you're on the right road. And just don't screw it up by thinking what's going to happen, because we don't know. And I'm the least one, and that's the biggest. And I was going to say too, when you join this group, we kind of weed you out, because these guys they're already at the next level. We don't want somebody coming in asking the same questions that we've answered 3 or 4 times. So that's why we have all these different Telegram groups. And we're going to have to come up with more strategies, because the market's changed. I mean, the markets are not the same. This market is not going to be anything like 2020.
Yeah.
It just isn't. And,
All right.
I'm looking forward to working on the private content too, and improving the private content more for the members, and really developing that.
Yeah.
Because we're pricing out most of the market now, so this is gonna be
and I don't care that we do.
Item.
Yeah, but it's high ticket item, but that's fine. And then we're gonna have some low ticket items. I think Juan is working on security made easy. He just wrote. You want to share that article that you wrote? Because that's really an excellent article. It's
sure.
The article
this is just so you can share with your family.
We recommend that if you're new to Bitcoin, read, because he outlines all the newbie mistakes, and he's guiding you through that. What his vision is he wants to really be a specialist in Bitcoin security. And that's a long-term proposition, because it's kind of like money management.
Among other things,
it's not even money management is ignored in trading, and Bitcoin security is it's even ignored more than money management, but it's extremely important, and because it just really is, because people have lost their hodls by losing their keys, and that's what this is all about. And I've got all kinds of flaws
as
in
far
my
as I'm
security.
concerned, the Bitcoin security is an extension of I mean, we all do, and you can't have perfect security, but Bitcoin security, as far as I'm concerned, is a branch of risk management and to some degree money management, right? I mean, the hodl is a key part of the way that you lay out money management, and so it is an extension. I mean, my vision would be to have some sort of congress or some sort of group of people that are publicly creating standards and content about security, because this is it's not an easy issue. And I mean, I've been teaching people, and I enjoy teaching people everything that I know. So this article is meant for your family, your friends, all the noobs that are maybe wondering why you're making so much money and why you just bought a new Lambo, and how did you manage to finance that helicopter. This is the article you send to them, and hopefully they will understand. And it's entirely aimed at getting people from being complete noobs that are curious to basically early Bitcoiners, and I believe that it can do it. So have a look. It's on juangalt.com, and just look it up. You'll find it.
And there's just different levels, guys.
And I'm working on a Spanish version of it too as well. So
great. Well, like I say, I've got a Spanish version of everything all around me. It's my bad I can't speak Spanish, but we're going to be
right.
Hopefully we'll be developing the Spanish audience more and more, because I think it's a huge market out there. I know down here in Mexico it is. I mean, everybody has to learn at their own speed, and that's what we do. So. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Juan. We'll probably do it again, but I got to go watch what's going up there in Washington.
My pleasure.
Too. It kind of interests me. We'll do one more push tonight, but it looks like we've got a half a dozen new subscribers. We might get some more, and we usually get a push here at the end. But this is half price day. Use somebody else's. Juan's referral code is there. If you sign up through him, you'll get another 15% off, and he gets a little kickback too, and that's the way we just want to do things. So we want to get you guys thinking Bitcoin.
And if you have any questions, reach out to me on Twitter, or reach out to us via email at support@uglyalgo.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions and really answer your questions about the product to see if it's a good fit.
And Juan runs the Telegram groups. Basically, I mean, he monitors them, and he's the one that actually created them and thought about them. And he also is running the support. We're going to try and pass that off to Jose Lewis eventually, but his English is not good enough yet. Mm-hmm. So if you
I'm enjoying the support. Happy to do it.
Okay, well, you're doing a good job. I mean, I got enough on my plate, and I just get overwhelmed by all this stuff, and so I just want to stay focused on what I can do, and
that's a lot.
Just glad I'm able to provide for you guys. Just take up the ball, see where you can. I just tell these guys, well, Juan wants to be more organized. You got to be more organized. Ugly, we got to plan this thing. I said, no, we just got to do it, because if we get up there and do it, you're going to figure out what needs to be done. This promotion, we've made lots of mistakes, but we're going to get better. I'm going to be in it less and less, and these youngsters are going to be in it more and more. That's basically what it's all about. So I'm just glad to be able to provide a little bit of a forum here.
Yeah.
And, let's go to the next level. Who knows what's going to happen here? But, I know there's,
looking forward to it.
I'm excited about it, man. We're stoked. And I think if you haven't seen our little teaser video, we're going to be doing stuff like that. Within a week, we'll be doing more promotions Ernesto's putting together a professional summary of our last trip. So that should make a big draw. We're going to do a little testing and marketing, through Facebook. So far, Twitter won't take our our promotions, but
Maybe we did it wrong.
but I knew, so hey, we got to figure it out, and so that's what it is. But you don't figure it out till you just get in there and start doing it. And these guys are all smart enough; they can. That's what I did, and I know what I've been in other businesses, and you just got to get in there and start pitching, and you're gonna, or swinging, whatever it is. You're not gonna hit a home run every time. Most of the time, you're gonna strike out. And if you can just get a decent, and you don't have to hit home runs to be very successful. Some of the best hitters, hit singles and doubles and very few home runs. So the home run hitters get all the publicity, but they're not what makes up the team. It takes everybody to make up a good team. So hopefully we've got that together. We don't have this very small group, and but I think we got. Well, you guys prove me I'm right or prove me I'm wrong. So I think you guys will. So we'll get on later today. So I'm going to go catch up on the riots and the revolution in Washington, and hope they win somehow. Doesn't sound good. I guess I got to get used to President Biden.
That's right. Have a good one. Doesn't sound like it.